All right, all right, all right. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is your friend and your sister and your fellow countryman. Okay, they call it countryman, I think. I don't know that English word. Okay, but countrywoman also. So this is Mary Boye on the Ajigbade Lene television. I want to especially welcome everybody on board in today's edition of our live show. Some of you may be surprised that, I didn't know there would be a live show on a Monday. You know, at times we have to come up with a show depending on the matters that are arising in our communities, in our environments, as it concerns you, me, and our people. The primary vision and aim behind the Ajigbade Lene television and platforms is to stand as a voice for the voiceless. We stand for justice, we stand for growth, we stand for the establishment of elusive dreams for our communities and for our people. So I want to welcome you on board on this particular edition. It's a special one because we are using this avenue to send a personal message and information to the Executive Governor of Ondo State, our very own person, Governor Akeredolu. So welcome on board. If you are connected, please holler me and let me know where you're connected from. Yes, I can see people now. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And you're welcome on board. For those of us on YouTube, yeah, that is it. Please, if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel or other platforms, kindly do so. It helps us a lot. We are a voice for the voiceless. The Honorable Governor Akeredolu, first on behalf of myself, on behalf of beautiful people of Ondo State, we want to say thank you so far for the nice gesture, not just for a group of people, but for all of us, okay, for all of us. As long as you have the avenue to know where we have loopholes, and this is the primary responsibility of those who serve as your eyes in nooks and crannies of Ondo State, your representatives, the representatives of the people who are supposed to get information across to you on the areas that the state should pay attention to in order to make the standard of living a better one for the people during your tenure. So we appreciate what you've been doing, and we're grateful to God to be blessed with a leader like you. Specifically on behalf of the Lene household also, we want to say thank you on behalf of the people of Ubola, the Ilaje people. We want to say thank you. However, there are some updates we have decided to bring across to you. You know, it was, I got a quote, a wonderful quote from someone I admire a lot. Bill Gates it may not totally be a mentor to me, but you know, when people are successful, not because they have money, but because they also improve on the lives of the people around them with their resources, instead of what some people do by oppressing people with the privileges and the resources that they have. People like Bill Gates, okay, from this perspective, is someone I admire a lot for making life, you know, better for people who are vulnerable, who are poor, and, you know, in one way or the other. It was Bill Gates that says, leaders will be those who empower others. And it is beautiful. It is beautiful for what you have done so far as the Executive Governor of Ondo State. I also admire James Holmes, who was once a speechwriter to a couple of presidents of the United States of America. He made a statement. He said, the art of communication is the language of leadership. The art of communication is the language of leadership. In other words, a leader is not just in those positions to occupy, the vacancies, but to reach out to the subject, to the people over whom he or she is elected or appointed, to preside over. Now, communication is not established, in my own opinion, unless all the parties involved in the process of communication, all the parties are heard and also understood. It is on this note, sir, I love to speak on behalf of Igbola community in Ilaje and on behalf of the household of Lene Ogufeyimi, the founder of the Zion Church. Sir, you sent some representatives to hold a meeting with the children of Baba Lene, just to hear them out. You are aware of the chaos, distractions here and there going on in the community. And you sent your representatives to hear them out and to give you the feedback. This was January 5th or 9th or so, and I remember we made a post on this platform to appreciate the fact that you heard us in whatever medium or source by which you heard our voice. We are so grateful that we don't have access to your office. We probably don't have your phone number to give you a call. Yet you heard our cry and you sent representatives. A meeting was scheduled also. I know it has been cancelled right now, but sir, we need you to know this. I know you responded to a letter we sent from the family. Okay, the representatives of the family sent a letter for you to come to their rescue over the happenings in the community, and you responded to the letter by sending those representatives. So the representative of Lene's family, who have been, working night and day to get your attention and get the attention of people who have the capacity to help bring orderliness in the community. Okay. Sir, anytime you're calling for a meeting, we want to plead that kindly take note of these people who got in touch with you. This is the reason I'm saying this, Governor Akeredolu. A lot of people cut corners, and the people up there, we point accusing fingers at them, the president, the governor. Meanwhile, they actually don't know what is going on in the grassroots because nobody dares get in touch with them and let them know. A platform like this is one of the media that we will use to get across to you, sir, to let you know that at times what we settle and conclude in the grassroots is not what people get over there, to let you know. And at the end of the day, people will begin to, raise an eyebrow to say, why did Governor Akeredolu do this, do that? No, probably there are a lot of representatives working in favor or disfavor of some people who don't want things to be the way they are expected to be. I'm not in the position, Governor Akeredolu, to tell you more about Baba Lene. I believe for you to have even gone this far to call for a meeting, you must have heard a little bit about Baba Lene. There has never been a governor in the history of Ondo State since 1976. There has never been a governor in the history of Ondo State who did not show this kind gesture to Lene. And I guess they refer to history. And this is the reason for their gesture. There was a time in the history of Ondo State that the Ondo State government ran out of money to pay teachers. It was Baba Lene who loaned the state some amount of money to pay teachers. This should be written somewhere in the book of legends of Ondo State. Again, Governor Akeredolu, there was even a time when one of those, I guess before Ondo State came to be as a state, okay, there was a meeting that was in 1967 precisely. I had to gather these materials to bring this and let the public know why a lot of governors in the past don't joke with anything that has to do with Lene. Precisely in 1967, sir, there was a conference that held at Okitipupa when it was, again, when the Western world was called the Western Governor. There was a Western Governor then, and they were promoting a cause, and people were making donations to the Western region in Nigeria. The highest donor in that particular meeting was Lene, who single-handedly donated £2,000. We got to know about this because a personal letter signed by the then Western leader, the Western State Governor, was addressed and sent to Lene to acknowledge the donation and to appreciate him. We have these letters in our archives. Someone who has paid a huge price to make sure his environment, his community, his people are living well. I guess these are the people that fall in the category of legendaries, heroes, good people. They may not probably be politicians. Politicians are not the ones to do all the job. They need the support of the people. They need the support of the obas. They need the support of the market people. They need the support of everybody to become good leaders. And Baba Lene, I guess, played a vital role. These are just a few things among many others. So again, we are grateful that you have come into the picture to see that there is peace and unity, and that Baba Lene is not crushed now that he is no more, so that his works, his good works, can keep speaking on. Thank you so much, sir. Again, we'll continue using this platform, sir, to update you. If there are things we believe that some representatives should get across to you, and they are not doing it the right way, or they are boycotting some other people to support the interests of some other people, because this is how corruption actually enters, our communities. We will be using this platform, sir, to get things across to you. And I want to personally plead that you, and I trust you'll do that, okay? I've read a little bit about you. I know some of your siblings, in fact, personally and closely, okay? But I don't want to break protocols, okay? Just let's maintain the relationship the way it is. So, sir, even when we don't have the direct access to you, verify everything we will be giving out here. Investigate them, verify them for you to know that we are actually giving out the truth, and we will never mislead the public by God's grace. So thank you so much once again, sir. That said, I want to talk about Honorable Oyebo Aladetan. This is for you, Honorable Oyebo. And let me be sure that people are following me as we are making progress. Okay, I'm seeing people, thank you. And I can see people already, sharing things. Oh, Mr. Ipesa Adesoji, thank you so much. I see your comments. I'm happy for this show. Thank you, sir. Honorable Oyebo, you represented the governor in what is going on now, and I personally, when I heard about it, I want to thank you. I want to thank you. However, I would love to really bring this to your notice. And I want to plead with you. Please, don't fight Lene, sir. Don't fight Lene. You may want to ask me that, how do you mean by that? Blah, blah. Don't fight Lene. There are things that are already on record. Some roles, active roles you played in the past that are proofs that you definitely have a problem with Lene. You are relatively, we shouldn't be saying you are having a problem with Lene relatively because you are young, relatively. I'm talking about you and the said Lene. But whatever your issues may be with that household or with that name, again, I want to plead with you. Please, sir, with your position, with your connection, with your achievements so far, with the privileges you've been given by the people or by the leadership of Ondo State or by God, don't use any of this to fight Lene or to fight innocent people who may not have the privilege you have to defend themselves. Justice is a powerful word. Justice is a powerful, I will call it a spirit as a religious person. And fighting justice is like what the Bible says, you are beating the hair. I know you're a Christian. Don't fight against justice. Don't let your interests be imposed on the interests of the state, of the leadership of Ondo State, of the people, the masses. Selfishness should not come to play when you are a leader for the people. I don't believe you have arrived at the highest level of your political ambitions. I believe you are still making progress. And in order to indeed make a tangible progress, I plead with you, Honorable Yebo, Aladeton, ma bailele neja. Okay? Don't. For your safety, for the safety of your political ambition, don't fight anyone. Don't crush anyone. When you want to be a political leader or a representative of the people, don't represent a few powerful people. Represent the entire people. With your role in the state and with our state governor, don't cut corner. I want to bring something to your notice. You may be wondering that what has informed what I'm getting across to you. There was a program organized a few years ago, the Zion Assembly. That thing has been archived, the role you play. Everyone, the picture you can see there is, let it slide, was the program, printed program of a program they tag as Zion Assembly. If you've been following this page, there was a time we brought Apostle Akeredolu on this show, who gave us a brief about how the Zion Assembly started. When the problem was so much, the Ebola church was locked, a lot of crisis going on, and people wanted to still worship and keep up the spirit of unity in Zion. A group of leaders, fathers, came together prayerfully and they started the Zion Assembly. I guess the Zion Assembly is going to be looking like what we have as PFN or CAN, but for the Zion family. It does not only comprise the Zion churches under Lene, but at least with what the record I have, over 80% of the churches registered and represented in the assembly, in the Zion Assembly, all of them were once under Lene's church. the Zion Church of Lene. All right, so I wonder why we can talk about Zion Assembly, which is a body of all Zion churches, and Lene is out of the picture. Honorable Oyebo was the publicity person for that program when it was to be inaugurated. You were made the publicity person to that assembly for the inauguration, and you vehemently stood that Lene's photo will not appear on that program and he will not be acknowledged. Maybe you can debunk this in your own way. You stood as a young man to fight the labor of someone whom even the dead, the deaf and the blind cannot deny his impact in the community. You stood to make sure that Lene's picture does not appear on that program. You can see the program sliding. The governor then, Governor Mimiko was there. The President Buhari was there. Some political leaders were there. That is Moses Orimolade was there. And Honorable Oyebo Aladeton stood to make sure that Lene does not appear in a program and an assembly that is tagged Zion Assembly, where Father Moses Orimolade was even present. It's deep, and it's hard for me to comprehend and to explain. You probably have your reasons. I know you almost scattered that program the other time, but it was just too late, okay? And people were already present, people didn't want to cancel things, okay? But let me tell you today that it is penned down with a golden pen, the role you play. You are this same person that is now representing the executive governor on matters that have to do with Lene. I have a deep concern, and that is why I want the governor to know that, sir, why he keeps representing you over the matter that concerns Lene. Again, if there are inconsistencies, we'll be using this platform and other platforms or medium to get across to you. To be honest with you, Honorable Oyebo Aladeton, I don't trust you. A lot of people don't trust you over the matter that concerns Lene for that role that you played that day. Is it reasonable for anybody anywhere that the Zion Assembly was organized and Lene's name was totally removed? I know this is not what we promote Lene. However, we should not ignore certain roles that some people make in order to change history. You are trying to change history. And as you venture into that voyage, please be sensitive. I had never read in history anyone who fought Lene. I'd never read that they eventually stood strong in life. I had never. I have asked questions. Go through the Bible and see those who fought Israel. Israel was a nation that have injured God, bruised God's heart, disappointed God, sinned against God on several occasions. Yet God stood to say, touch not my anointed and do my prophet no harm. It is deep. Till date, the battle against Israel is still ongoing. And yet, it's a nation, a small nation, surrounded by her enemy, yet unable to be conquered. That may give you a little bit of details about what you are trying to do with Lene's household. Don't. You may want to say, this is an allegation, and you want to take me to court. Unless you did not try to remove, or you did not even intentionally remove Lene's name in Zion Assembly inauguration program, probably you have a case. During the meeting, how about some words that we heard you talking about? Remember, you were challenged on that day. I can't understand why you're doing this, but again, I'm using this medium to advise you and to also plead with you. Don't fight Lene. Mr. Oyebo, don't fight Lene. You're supposed to be a member of the family, and you don't have to identify yourself with Lene. It's not compulsory. You went to school in Lene. You have benefited from the sweat of Lene. This is why nemesis is a powerful thing. The school you went through in Igbola that you cannot remove from your bow today, it was a contribution, one of the contributions made by Lene. If there was no Lene, there would never be an Igbola. And if there is no Igbola, there will never be that school that you went in Igbola. Can you see, directly or indirectly, what goes around eventually comes around. Okay? Don't fight Lene. Don't fight Lene for your good. Let me see people that are connected. All right. Okay, thank you so much. I see people. Do me a favor, share please. Share. We are getting a very emotional message across to people who represent us in our communities. Leaders, Governor Akeredolu, you've done your first tenure. I did a lot of analysis on what you did during your first tenure. I must be sincere with you. There was a time I was on a live show. I said, no, what is Governor Akeredolu? I expected more than this from Governor Akeredolu. But I never stopped trying to probe more to know the things that happen. The angle of the gesture we receive from a political leader is determined by those represented directly. Governor Akeredolu is right there in the governor's office and in his own house. We are right here in Elijah. He can't be all over the place. He has representatives. If the representatives to the governor, whether federal or the state governor, is biased, is corrupt, you will end up cursing the top guy, not knowing that he is being misrepresented. There are a lot of misrepresentation going on in Elijah land. Governor Akeredolu, we have a SOPADEC as a government agency. You must be aware, sir, that you are not well represented the same way previous governors weren't well represented by Elijah leaders. As we talk to you now, there was the last scene caution that happened in Ayetoro swept off children in the middle of the night. Over and over again, money project has been awarded to a few people who are supposed to represent your leadership or the leadership of the past governors who never executed the projects in these communities. In fact, specifically in Igbola, there was an NDC chairman who was an Elijah man, Mr. Eniku. It was the era of Mr. Eniku that during the governorship of late former governor Agagu, the project to Sanfield the environs was awarded. It was during the era of Mr. Eniku, then the chairman to the NDDC. They pick sand from the areas where our fathers, Lene, and the people that worked with him, what they used their own head. They used their own head and pan to load up their land with sand. It was what Mr. Eniku, Oba Akeredolu, and co. This was the sand they pick to Sanfe Ayetoro. Ayetoro that is plagued with sea incursion, sea rage. And they pull out all this sand, just like we said in the last show. I'm just saying this, repeating them for the executive governor of Ondo State. They remove this sand. As we talk to you now, Igbola that was appearing to be on like a hill compared to other communities around it is now going down. It's now leaders are being misrepresented. Totally misrepresented, especially larger leaders. You need to pay attention to the larger community. Sir, you need to, in this your regime, with the few more years that you have to serve the people, for history, you really need to pay attention. I wish you have some personal people who won't be interested in your money, who won't be interested to lobby around and get position, but for the development of the state and of their communities. I wish you work with special agencies like that. I don't mind to volunteer myself for that. Anytime the state awards a contract to Ilaje, if we know about it, we keep echoing it. So, because a lot of abandoned projects in Ayetoro right now, there are a lot of them. They come around once the money has been awarded. They come around, they work. They may bring some iron, bring some bricks, and all those things. In less than 3 months, they abandon it. A lot of them like that. And you begin to ask, you release the money. What did you guys do with the money? So things are as bad as this. So this man who happens to be working closely with you as regards the NDDC areas, you really need to put an eye on him. I'm not trying to defame him. I'm saying he cannot be trusted. He has done a lot to us here that will make people, if we don't get this across to you, Governor Akeredolu, that will make people hate you or hate your leadership. And I don't think you deserve it. You've been good. You've been good. I don't think you deserve it. Imagine, sir, that if there's anything you know about Lene, you probably know him as the founder of the Zion Church. Imagine there was a Zion Assembly program. This man stood that Lene's name or picture must not appear. And I've just I've just showed a slideshow of that program. He stood, a young man like this. His slave father wouldn't do that. It is unfortunate that our fathers have gone, and the seed they left behind, a lot of them are devils incarnate, and it is unfortunate. Greedy, selfish people who don't mind the death of fellow human beings as long as their selfish ambition is achieved. But the unfortunate thing for them is that we have people who have done so in the past, and they can see what they look like today. Imagine that some people have touched billions, and after their tenure, they begin to sell pure water. It's not a curse. People bring what happened to them on themselves because of what they do. The Bible says, who can put forth his hand against the Lord's anointed and be guiltless? You probably disagree that maybe Lene was anointed, and your opinion does not matter. It does not matter. Honorable Oyebo, I'm actually addressing this to you. Your opinion concerning Lene doesn't matter. I think I personally honor God's opinion over him, and thank God for the leadership of Ondo State, who still have a recourse on the major role Lene played. If you work in collaboration with anyone, especially Olugo and others, and you want to fight Lene's house, sir, I pray you won't bite your finger at the end. Be careful. Be careful. Governor Akeredolu, the Olugo is one of the people fighting Lene's house. It is brutal. It is brutal. I wish to personally get in touch with you and get across a list of what Obakiniton has done to Lene, that unless God upholds Lene's legacy, Lene should have been forgotten. If not that God upholds the man and his legacy, Lene should have been forgotten in the history of Ilaje. The Igbola community you hear about today, sir, your representative in the meeting requested for some document to back up that Lene founded that place. He was given the document. And I hope he neatly delivered the message. So people are not just fighting from the blues. There are legal papers. There are evidences backing up, all these things that we talk about. So we are not really so sure what he is up to. I must be honest with you, sir. He cannot be trusted. He cannot be trusted. And I'm also using this platform to advise him. Again, Mr. Oyebo, ma buy Lene. Ma buy Lene. Elijah, you probably believe in prophets and prophecies. What the future look like if you fight Lene's house. It's a sincere counsel from a sister. If you like, take it. If you like, continue. And let's see what happens. And look, when the governor is requesting for a meeting where Lene's household will be represented, the letter that called for that meeting, look at the people who sent the letter. Don't come here and cause division among Lene's children. I know that is the tactics a lot of you have been using. And the Bible says a house that is divided against itself will never stand. And stand. So you are imposing division from all angles. You will call a group of people among Lene's children. You will tell them this. You will call another set. Curse is what you are mounting up if you don't withdraw from that jetstone. It's a sincere cancer. Just a cancer. I don't have anything against you. But if you keep fighting Lene, I'm telling you, go down. You go down. Write it down. Okay. Now, I have comments here. This is coming from Ajigbade. He said, even Lene's seed are devil incarnate according to your statements. And what is that statement? And let me give you this, Mr. Ajigbade. Anytime we start a show, you are fond of coming over here, saying a lot of things and all those things. We don't block people on this page. We have never. And we will not. Do you know why? We give room for contrary opinions. I said it in the last edition of our show. Again, I will tell you the same thing I started telling Honorable Oyebo Aladeta. Stop fighting Lene. You are a young man. Face your family. Build a good family for yourself. Uphold your father's name. On behalf of your dad. So that they can point finger to Ile Baba Ajigbade. Some of our fathers couldn't do a lot, okay? But if children are doing well, they should do it. Spend your energy. You have that energy, we can see that. Spend that energy for things like that. Don't defend blindly. Don't defend. You see, you may be accusing Lene's seeds. I'm not saying they are all perfect. I must be honest with you. I'm not saying they are all perfect. It's a big family. Again, we could have contrary opinion. But contrary opinion is not the same thing as conflict. In a family meeting where they don't argue, somebody is deceiving somebody. I'm aware that anytime they are having family meeting, they could argue with each other and at the end of the day arrive at a conclusion. Okay? So you can't use one person who you think is on your team or another person's team to judge the entire Lene's household. You will be mistaken. And again, young man, don't fight Lene. Don't fight Lene's house. Don't fight so that your head can be lifted up. It's a spiritual principle. It's a counsel for you. Ajigbade. It's a counsel for you. Somebody came on this platform to tell us a little bit about you. When they saw the way you were defending, even in the face of destruction, you could see the destructions our leaders are, perpetrating in the environment, in our communities. Yet you were supporting them. And people were just in the shock that, oh, What is this guy talking about? And one person who knows you so well came to this platform to tell us that you are that man who believes you are the most learned person in your lineage, and you have no certificate to show for it. You see, Adeoye, la joko, gather ara together, you build the family. The people you are defending, the people you are blindly defending, it will get to a level where your qualification will not meet up with what they need, what they require at that point. You will know that you really don't matter. If you like, die for them. It won't matter. Who is evil, and they can do anything at any time. It's a sincere counsel from a sincere sister. You may want to know why there has never been a governor who fought Lene. Governor Mimiko specifically told one of Lene's children, he said, I heard that your father didn't have time for you people as his children. He said, let me play a role. He was just busy developing the community and everything. He didn't have enough time for you people who are his biological children. Is there anything I can do? And after that, the Governor Mimiko really wanted to do something. It is people like you, Adejuba. It is people like Honorable Oyebo. People like Obakaniton and co that will go behind the back to make sure nothing good is done to that household. You are not just blocking good things from coming, you are also destroying the ones they have been trying to uphold. Nobody fights Lene and goes scot-free. It's like a fight against God, fight against justice. It's like fighting the dead. And it's not just fighting the dead. Fighting people in that category. Study history. Like Bill on the wall in IT law in the past. We know them. We know them so well. All right, there are some other lovely listen here. Mr. Demo Agun Prince Ade is saying very much interested, watching from Warri. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Mr. Ogunfemi is saying he can never be trusted, referring to Mr. Ladeton Oyebo. I hope this man will listen and retrace his steps. He doesn't have to listen. We just have to get it across to him. At times, it's life itself that will teach certain people certain lessons. You know, you remember Pharaoh in the Bible. They were telling Pharaoh that, okay, let my people go. His heart was hardened. You know why his heart was hardened? Because he was heading towards destruction. Some people will never stop what they are doing against Lene or other innocent people in our community until they eventually destroy themselves. Some of them, friends have called them, say, don't try what you are trying. It's by history. Nobody survives. Okay? All right. And let me tell you, Honorable Oyebo Aladeton, if you keep fighting Lene's house and you keep eyeing some juicy offices in Ondo State, we will follow you up and see. Because if you have not even gotten to those high places and you're already crushing innocent people like this, you will be dangerous in Ondo State. If you eventually get up, you will be very, very dangerous. I will keep an eye on you so that we won't have more casualty than we have had. You need to know that. All right. Mr. Ekpanse is saying, please, when I'm watching from Cyprus, here I need to come in times of calling. Please permit me. Oh, yes, sir. All right, that would be fantastic, sir. Are you saying you want to call in into the show right now? Mr. Ipense, please, I need to come in times of calling. Please permit me. Yes, you can call. You can, if you need to call into this particular show, let me send you a number to call. This is just supposed to be a very brief show that we didn't even plan, but in order to handle a matter that was looking like emergency, we had to come up. Oh, sorry, add +1, sir. Mr. Ipense. You can use direct, you can use WhatsApp to call in. Yes, I've just sent that. I replied you specifically for that. All right? So make your contribution. There's another comment from Mr. Ogulu Ogufemi saying, Barrister Enikwemenyi was the Ondo State representative on the board of NDDC during the regime of Governor Mimiko. All right, sir. Thank you for that correction. And the work he did, I don't know. Where is he? Now, you are saying another one is Oyebo Aladetan is the special advisor to the governor on Niger Delta matters. When someone like Mr. Oyebo Aladetan is the special advisor to the executive governor of Ondo State on Niger Delta matters, and this is so cunning, man. It's so cunning, man. So cunning. People who benefit from you may fight what we are talking about right now. But sir, Governor Akeredolu, please, I'm not saying you should terminate his appointment, but I'm saying with the things we have seen him saying he has done in the past, he will misrepresent you, sir. So please, the materials, if he's representing you on any matter apart from Lene's matter or Ebola's matter, if there are people you can still get in touch with so that he can submit every material. At times they have a way of withdrawing some of these materials so that those who are not guilty will begin to appear like criminals. Please, sir, put an eye on this. We've had disastrous gesture from past leaders in Elijah. We don't know, a lot of them are demon possessed. They misrepresent the leadership of Ondo State. And this man, again, cannot be trusted. We have seen him done a lot of silly things. All right? So this is supposed to be a very brief show. Thank you for being a part of this. Do me a favor, everyone. I need to get this message across to the executive governor of Ondo State, Governor Rotimi Akeredolu. Please, in any way you could help to get this across to him, kindly do so. Let him know that if he keeps working with people who keep misrepresenting his interest, that is going to be like moving in the same circle, something that is not different from what we've been experiencing, in the past. So he needs to hear us out and carefully listen to a few things that were said in this edition. Again, thank you so much. Share this video, like the page, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're on YouTube as well. And I pray God bless you and he will take a good care of you. Let me drop this with you. Be nice to someone out there today and beyond today. Be your brother's keeper. Some people will be strengthened in the, we have a lot of crisis going on in Nigeria right now or globally. Some people, it may not be money they need from you. It may just be for you to give them a phone call to check on them, to see how they are doing. That alone will keep them going. Okay? So kindly do me a favor. Be your brother's keeper. Show someone kindness today. And tell that person to also show another person kindness. And let's keep moving like that. Okay? I'm having a caller. I don't know if it's for the show. Hello? Hello?
Hello. Akeredolu.
Akeredolu. We are on the live show. Are you aware?
Yes, I know.
All right, sir. Oh, thank you, brother. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for calling. All right, let's hear you out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead, sir.
I'm so much interested in the day we come up.
Okay. Do you know what, sir? Device here for me show you. I'm mute it so that just sort of directly in the phone, so it won't be re-echoing.
Thank you, brother.
And stop here so that Jale bonga directly. Okay, sir.
I was born and brought up in Ajigbade, GMG.
Okay.
And stop here so that Jale bonga directly. Direct now move me call.
No, sir. Do you know what? We can hear you, but you want me go no show no YouTube abikini and let it stop or and let it reduce volume so that we can so directly no phone.
Okay. Multi reduce it by.
Man, listen, sing. Casoro no phone direct by.
Okay.
All right.
You look at this, sir. Hello, sir.
Mommy go by.
I was born and brought up in Ajigbade. Me to live.
Okay.
But at the open platform, you join platform.
Okay.
You know me that I'm very happy.
Okay, thank you.
But me, or still a fancy.
Okay.
Don't land a very bad meaning. We look at this only pay much because according to what mom said, or pay time over limited. They show to me.
Ben.
Had wood at Fadaka law.
Ben.
You know, young Baba, I say, and me have to say you. You are young Baba, I say, I lost school, and masters, and PhD, and any qualification. But me have to be ready. They do young Baba, I say, you are saying, and I contribute to my deep marry. Because for the Bani.
Benny.
According to what I'm saying,
okay.
So, you know what they do? You are Baba, I say, they pay me or have it to be
Ben.
On a valley, add magic barry.
Jima Baje, Jip Barry, Jikuro Nibe. You want Nick Barry. Ben, sir.
Because according to this platform, they did Jamie or Ranibe.
Ben.
Banisi, Titi, Baba or Emusianwa, Ilajenu. Baba Lene, Ajegbade GMG with my Baba knew. Ono Kaimu the man, Nino my Baba or Isi Bodao. I know him very well.
That's good.
They Buhari, Sioni Tony Lajeni, Baba Lene Rimuwanyu.
Ben.
And they the Baba Basi said, Urukora Pare. I can't walk with a job. You are young Baba, I see that when you see, I've carried to tall, but I name your long, and me have me see to do everything.
Ben.
That don't do your long. Platform me are open. That about on the corner, in terms of comments. Yeah, me saw Baba. And Baba, I say, anti-sister, anti-feeder, Lile. I mean, what they do, anti-see.
Ben.
And don't do your long. On everybody contribute, Jigbari. Everybody contribute. That's a Mikabara law.
Ben.
So I'm very, very grateful.
All right. All right. Thank you so much, my brother. All right. Thank you so much, my brother. God bless you.
You are welcome, sir.
All right. Bye. All right, we just got a phone call, a calling from one of our brothers and good follower of this platform, Mr. Soji Ipense, who happened to be a Zionist, who happened to be Omagunla, though he was born in Lagos. His dad also invested in his own ways for the development of what we have today as Zion, as Igbonla. So people are out there to uphold the effort of their fathers, of our fathers. So if you are there and you are determined, you want to use your position, you want to use your influence, your connection with authorities in order to crush the efforts of some people, be mindful how you go about it and be mindful who you fight. Again, be mindful. Okay? And to cap it up for this edition, again, the Executive Governor of Ondo State Governor, Akeredolu, thank you so much. I want to believe you got this message and you're going to get it. Okay? Thank you. I hope to also get in touch with you. As things unfold, we will keep updating you about it. Again, sir, anytime they are executing any project and the state is awarding, money towards Ilaje, if this can be publicized, okay, can be put in certain publications and platforms like this, we follow up. The time they will start, we'll follow up and let the public know. If they abandon it, we'll follow up and let the public know. And you can also get to know about it. Mr. Alade Oyebo, again, a word is enough for the wise. We hope you got our message. Thank you so much. Everyone, I want to say God bless you. We'll let you know when next will be coming up. Now, tomorrow is the Founders Day in Igbonla. It's a unique, a powerful day. Ajodun Ibile. We will never forget that day. As long as Igbonla remains, because it will remain, as long as Jesus tarries, we'll keep celebrating that day, and it's going to be unfolding in a more glorious way. To those of us in Igbonla, I want to say Happy Founders Day. Now, let me make this special announcement. If you will be in Igbonla, near Ajodun Ibile Nola, do me a favor. Get in touch with either the Facebook Messenger on this platform or on our official phone number. Use WhatsApp. Send us a message. If you can represent us, this is what we want to do. If you can make your phone number, your phone or your camera available to connect to the studio, let us stream the Ajodun Ibile from different angles. Be over Lene Street, another person in Zion Street. We can connect all of you to the show, to the studio here. All right. So all you just need to do is to send us a message and make your phone and your data available. We'll support in any way we could support. All we need is we want to make sure we stream the events going on in Igbonla for during the Ajodun Ibile that will be coming up tomorrow. Again, thank you so much. We love you. Please keep following us and have a good time. Enjoy your day. Thank you and bye-bye.